and welcome back to another episode of Parks and Tech. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Visuo Zen K1 Quadcopter. Typically we do an unboxing to start, and we're still going to do that. I actually got the version that actually came in a case instead of a regular box. So they actually sent this case, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice case. It is a nice fabric or material on the outside here, and it is strong and sturdy. Nice little handle as well, and of course it does have the strap if you enjoy carrying it around like a briefcase or something like that. But it does have the handle. It's very nicely made. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. So again, this did not come with a manufacturer's box or anything like that. It just came like this, actually. It was all wrapped up in plastic, and then of course inside a shipping box, and of course it came from Banggood, and I'll put the link down there in the description. So right here we are greeted with everything. You have your manuals inside here, inside the top zipper. It's a nice, it's actually a nice manual. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it to help you fly and to get prepared. It's in very good English, so that's cool. Of course, you have your shoulder strap if that's something you want to use, and it does also come with a micro USB charging cable, so you can charge the battery. We'll take a look at that here momentarily. Of course, you have your tool here, screwdriver for the props itself, and we've got a couple extra screws as well for the props. So I'm going ahead and leave that in there. This is kind of hard to get in and out of. So what I like to do, and what I noticed with this, is that this does come in two separate pieces of foam. And I'm sure they probably did this on purpose. I haven't read anywhere about it or not, but this is what I do. I always take this first top layer of foam off, and it makes it a lot easier to get to the quadcopter and to get to the transmitter and everything else that you need. So it makes things a lot easier. So we'll set that aside momentarily, or temporarily rather, and we'll take a look at what else they give you. So of course the quadcopter itself came with a full set of props, and then it looks like they also give you a full set of props as well inside this bag, so that's good. Here is the transmitter itself, and it comes with these little foam protectors, which kind of neat. And it's a nice transmitter. It does feel good in the hand, and it doesn't feel really too cheap or anything like that. So that's cool. On the back here is where you put your batteries in for the transmitter, and I've already opened this up obviously and put some batteries in here to get prepared here for our first flight, and it takes 4 AAA batteries, and of course it does have that screw that we like here in the back, but it's not needed. So see, it locks in pretty good with that. So I just left it out, as you can see. So finishing up looking at the controller here, here is your wheel to adjust the rates. It does have 3 different rates that it can go in. Here you have your video button to start and stop recording. Over here you have your photo if you want to take a photo. Over here is where we can adjust the mechanical, I don't want to call it a gimbal, but we can adjust the camera angle on there. That is mechanical, so that's cool. You don't have to manually set it and then have it stay there. So that's cool. Looking at the front, we have a couple different options, a couple different features here. Here we have your power button. Here we have, it looks like a compass. It is your compass calibration. So of course you want to make sure that you do that before takeoff. Here is where you can access headless mode. And then here is return to home. It does have a return to home feature, which is pretty cool. And this is where you'd open this up to attach your phone into this little holder here. Doesn't feel bad. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. Feels pretty strong. I think what the coolest part about this transmitter is it does have a nice little LED screen in here, which I think is pretty cool, and that actually tells you, some of your information, from battery levels to your distance, your height. So basically, in theory, you can actually fly this, without your phone, which I think is pretty cool. So just in case you don't want to, have your phone up here or just use your phone in general, then you don't have to. So that's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now. Save the battery for our test flight here. Got some branding. But no, guys, this does, this feels nice. It feels nice in the hands. These are nice little, thumbsticks as well. They feel good. Everything feels pretty smooth for the most part. So that's neat. We'll set that aside and let's take a look at what you're really here for. Here we have again the Zen K1 from Visuo. So taking a look at the top, we have our battery, and it also says fast and furious on it. So this thing does boast a lot of speed. So hopefully we'll be able to get that out of it. We have our brushless motors, of course, which is great in this day and age. On the back, we have some branding and LED light there as well. Here on the bottom, we do have an optical flow sensor, which is pretty cool. It looks like there's another slot here that they could have put one, but didn't, or chose not to. But it does have a 720p optical flow camera as well on the bottom. You can actually, from the app, switch and record from that if you want. I'm sure the quality is probably pretty awful, and I don't know why you'd want to, but especially because this camera can tilt all the way down. But I guess if you want to get two different shots at the same time, then you can. What's really awesome about this is that it does have a place for an SD card. Now, it does not come with one, so you will have to purchase that separately, but I did already put an SD card in here to be able to record to. I think, now don't quote me on this, but I think you can also record to just your phone if you don't have an SD card in here. But since it has the option for an SD card, I don't know why you wouldn't want to put one in. So moving along, moving in that same direction, we have the actual camera itself. Now, this quadcopter boasts 4K, so don't expect to get 4K video. 4K is the size of the photos that it takes. It actually is only capable, at least the sensor that's in here is a 2K sensor and a 2K camera, and it's not even a real 2K camera at that. It is interpolated, so you'll see that in the video quality. But all in all, though, for what this thing can produce and for what it is, the video quality is not terrible. I just wouldn't really use it to record anything special. And of course, it's not stabilized, at least on board, through the app. If you choose to use the app, then you can get some somewhat stabilized video, and you'll be able to see that as well. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, I will say that opening these arms and legs up is actually they're pretty tight. But they do give you a nice satisfying click to let you know that they're open and locked. So that's neat, and that's what it looks like when she's open. This is your battery, and it does have the two little squeeze buttons here on the sides. Be careful with that. It's not exactly easy to get in and out of. I mean, getting it in is a little bit easier, but taking the battery out is a little bit more difficult. So just be aware of that. I did charge this battery, so you can tap and hold to see the battery level, and so it is fully charged. So that's good. So we'll set that battery aside after we take a look. Yeah, so it's 11.1 volt, 2500 milliamp hour battery, lithium-ion battery, and it just charges with the micro USB cable that again it includes. So you just plug that in and plug this into a USB port. If you charge it from your computer, it's going to take a lot longer. I'd highly recommend you plug this in and charge it with the with a wall adapter or a power bank or something like that. But just be aware it is going to take some time. So we have that. So we'll go on ahead and set that off to the side. And again, all around though, I mean, it is a pretty nice looking quadcopter. In the front here, we got Zen K1 on it, Zen K1 on the arms. So it is pretty light too. So you know, this thing does again boast a 30-minute flight time. So we'll see if we get that. That's one of the things we'll be able to test out here and see exactly how long you know, we get out of a fully charged battery. But with it being this light and being you know, a 2500 milliamp hour battery, I would definitely think you'd probably get close to that, if not that. But I mean, let's be real though. We don't ever really get the time out of these things that they say that you're supposed to get. But it is what it is. You know, we all have grown to accept that. So. All right, guys and girls, so that is the first look at the Visuo Zen K1 Quadcopter. We're going to go on ahead and take it outside and see what she's got here for our first flight, see what we can test out, take a look at some video. It does have a follow me function as well that I think it's just set to follow the transmitter if I'm not mistaken. But hopefully we'll be able to take a look at that, and we'll go from there. So, all right, guys. Well, we will see you outside. A little add-on here before we go outside, and just something I wanted to kind of caution you guys on, and I forgot to mention previously. When you go to put this battery back in, you're going to want to make sure it's in. Not that I've had it fall out, but whenever you do push this in, normally you get some sort of click or something that it's in. Well, here you don't. You just kind of, I mean, I would just recommend wiggling it around a little bit just to make sure that it's in. But again, you don't get like a click noise or any type of really feeling that it's in. And, you know, it sticks up a little bit here in the front, and it even sticks up a little bit here in the back. So, you know, it just be cautious and just make sure that you do have that battery all the way in. You know, it's okay to give it that extra push if you want and wiggle it a little bit just to see if it will come out. So, all right, I just wanted to mention that, and we will continue our journey outside here. Hey, Jax. Hi, what are you doing? Huh? You being a good boy? You checking it out? You checking it out too? Huh? Let's go, puppies. Huh? Make race. You coming over to don't. Huh? All right, guys. So we are now outside here in the backyard, and we're gonna go on ahead and get the Zen K1 from Visuo up in the air for our first test flight here. So let's go ahead and get everything all powered up here. All right, quad's getting started here. Let's get our transmitter on. So that's good. Left trigger up and down to bind it, and you'll see that it shows the aircraft's battery status in there as well. That's how you know that that it's bound. So that's great. So now let's go into our Wi-Fi here, and there it is, Wi-Fi 4K 5G, 1581 CA. Keep Wi-Fi connection. All right, so we're good there. Now we're going to need to go into the FPV Go application. That's the application we need here. So we'll click on Start Flight. There's a little introduction for beginners. If you'd like to read that, you can. So keep a distance of more than 3 meters between you and the drone. Okay, fine, and submit. So that's great. Let's go on ahead and tilt this camera up if we can here. Oh, that is the speed. As we are waiting for this thing to obtain some satellites. So it still has 0 satellites here. So we'll just let it keep doing its thing. All right, guys. So that took a little time to get some satellites, but we now have up to 10. So of course I edited that out for you a little bit, and so you don't have to worry about it. But don't panic. Just let it sit there and just wait until you can obtain the satellites that you need before you can take off. So so let's go on ahead and let's start recording here on some video. Okay, so we're good there. And let's go on ahead and let's get these motors armed. So inward to arm them. And let's take her up in the air. There she is, just hovering. Not bad. Pretty stable. I'm actually really. I'll have to check from the FPV footage. It doesn't really look like there's too much jello, so that's a good thing. Oh, and she's quick. She's very quick. Of course, you got to have that beep whenever the gimbal's moving, which is a real pain in the butt. But man, she's holding pretty strong and steady there for the most part. You know, and there's a little bit of wind. You can see the trees moving a little bit, but all in all, not too bad. But man, is she quick! Let's turn it down a rate here and see if that makes any difference. There we go. That's better. I had it in the fast rate. Just taking it easy for right now, and just kind of wandering around that tree there. Yeah, she does move around a little bit. So there we are. There's Jack's barking a little bit. But again, seems to be holding, you know, pretty steady. You can take a good look at her here. Not too bad. Again, pretty stable for the most part. Seems to be doing pretty good. And she's landing automatically here. For some reason or another. Alright guys, so I'm not exactly sure why it wanted to land on its own right there, the way it did. I don't think I touched any button wrong, and I'm still showing a good battery here. So that was kind of interesting. It's good to know. So in the meantime, I will, you know, keep it out back here, I think, just in case it decides that it wants to do that again. So it's kind of odd. Again, I'll have to go back and review my footage, but I don't think I did anything wrong there. So, but you know, you never know. So so let's go ahead and let's get some video started here again, and let's arm the motors. And let's take off. Looks like it automatically goes to a certain height here. Nope. I've got the gimbal way too high. That dastardly beep. There we go. But yeah, I'm not sure why it wanted to land all of a sudden. But like I said, I'm just going to keep it back here. Maybe it got too low, and maybe once it gets too low, it thinks that it wants to land. Not entirely sure. But let's go on ahead and try a follow me here, and let's just see what happens. So I'm going to hit this little transmitter button, and let's cancel that. It was trying to get away from me a little bit, and I don't have enough room for that, so let's not do that. She is not wanting to go straight for me. There we go. So again, I'm not sure why it wanted to land on me back there. Again, I don't think I pushed any buttons, but I could have been wrong. So I don't really want to try any of these functions out here. What we can try is we can try some zoom. This does have a 50 times optical zoom. So let's see here. It's actually got a little wind picking up. There we are. We can pinch to zoom. See the quality of that video. Doesn't look great, but you can see that there is some wind here. And she's fighting it. She's not doing a bad job there. Yeah, I can see that the battery indicator went down a little bit on my transmitter there. I don't think you can see that, but so that went down a little bit. I don't even want to move the gimbal up and down because I'm too I don't like that beep. Again, this thing is quick. It is quick. But I mean, I don't really see any, toilet bowling or anything like that. It's holding pretty steady for the most part. I mean, guys, it's a toy. It's a toy. So right now we're just kind of still trying to test some battery life here to see exactly how much we can get out of it. On my FPV though, it looks a little crooked for some reason. Not entirely sure why. But you can see some little bit of wind picking up here. Oh boy. Yeah, she's, like I said, very quick. So the controls are just very sensitive. And just be aware of that. Might not necessarily be a good backyard flyer toy. You probably want to fly it in a little bit more of an open space, just because of again how quick it really is and how sensitive the controls really are. But all in all, considering we're in a residential neighborhood, we've got Wi-Fi a lot of Wi-Fi bubbles around here, and of course there's a lot of metal around here too. Metal from the pole, in the shed, the fence all the way around it. Seems to be holding its own pretty nicely, I will say. So I mean, other than the fact that the controls themselves, I mean, look at it fighting the wind. It's doing pretty darn good there, fighting that wind. You can see it wobbling around and trying to hold its position, and I mean, it's doing a damn good job of that. You know, and I'm not seeing too much jello on my FPV. I mean, I'm seeing a little bit, I think. I'll have to wait and view it on a bigger screen to really, you know, be able to tell. But I mean, for the most part, she's moving. Oh, here comes a real big breeze. Let's kind of fight it a little bit. I'll bring her down just a hair. But I mean, all in all, guys, you know, it's not bad. The video looks decent, at least on my FPV there. I wouldn't recommend doing the 50 times zoom. That's pretty terrible. I mean, zooming in a little bit may be okay, but I wouldn't really expect too much from that. That's, I think, more of a gimmick than anything else. And I really want to test out some of these other modes that we have, like of course the follow me mode, but you know, I can't really do that here because it wants to it apparently wants some more space. But all in all, guys, this thing's pretty decent flyer. I mean, it holds pretty nicely. Again, at this point, we're just trying to run the battery down and see if we truly get the time that it says out of it. Let's see here. This this video says so far it's been recording for about 7 minutes and 39 seconds. I'm not sure what we got on the other one before it decided that it wanted to land. Here's Jax. Just trying to fly it around here a little bit. I'm sure you guys are a little tired of seeing it just sitting there. But I am hardly pressing at all on these sticks, and it's just flying. Again, I know I have it in the lowest rate possible, because when I pull the little knob thing there, it doesn't make the beeping noise. It'll make the beeping noise whenever it's in its different rates. So I definitely know that's not the case. Not touching the controls here, guys. You can see it trying to fight to hold its position, and again, I think it's doing a pretty good job. You know, I think all quadcopters are gonna, at least that aren't, you know, the top of the line ones. We're talking toy grade ones are they're gonna move around a little bit. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, even the little Hubsan Xeno moves around a little bit. I mean, I would say that this is definitely up there in terms of control. There you saw it. I went low and it kind of raised itself up a little bit. So that's pretty neat. Say hi, Jax. Nope, it's fighting it. Here, big breeze, big breeze, big breeze, big breeze. She's doing good. Look at her. Not touching the sticks, guys. Not touching the sticks. Not touching the sticks at all. She's definitely moving around, but she's holding it. So that's impressive. I think that alone is worth it. Exactly the best of flying conditions either. And I just got a little thing on my FPV. It looks like it saved one file. I guess it only saves or records up to 10 minutes before it saves into a different file. So that's pretty cool. So just in case something were to happen, it does save it. Maybe I didn't see that in the settings, but I could be wrong. Might have missed it. There's Grace and Jax. Good puppies. Pin's still holding pretty steady. I don't know what it is. Every time I get to a certain level, there we go, let's see. I'm at that height, it kind of wants to push itself back up. Let's back it up a little bit just in case. I mean, again, it does seem like a really good flyer, but again, I really think, and I said it before, sorry if I sound like a broken record player on this, but you need a bigger area to fly this baby. It's definitely got a lot of speed, you know, and I think it's got a little too much speed here for the backyard. So I probably wouldn't really recommend flying this too much around in the backyard, unless you're just kind of doing me and making it go at a snail's pace, because that's she's quick, and she stops pretty quick too. I will say that. Of course, I didn't really let it rip yet, so I'm anxious and curious to see how that'll work. But look at her. Let her kind of hover there a little bit. Oh, there comes a big gust of wind here. Let's bring her down just a bit. You see those trees moving. She's fighting it. That's me, of course, taking over the controls a little bit, but again, that was a pretty big wind gust there, guys. And she's holding pretty well. We're down to about half the battery, according to this control. According to the transmitter. The app actually says we have 3 bars out of 4 bars on the battery, but the transmitter is telling me 2 bars out of the 4. So that's kind of interesting that they're not not in sync really. Again, here's a nice little breeze. I wonder if we're getting a storm coming in or something. Clouds are getting a little dark, but it's the way the weather's been all day today. Let's get her low again, and she still wants to automatically go back up. So. But little breeze here. She's still holding her own. Okay, the transmitter is now showing 1 bar battery. I'm gonna bring her a little closer here. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. This is just a first look and first initial flight here in the backyard with the Visuo Zen K1 Quadcopter. Again, hopefully the video looks as decent as it does on my phone on the FPV, because it does look pretty darn good. So I really hope that that's the case when I take it off the SD card. Now, of course, the image stabilization is only recorded through the app, so maybe that's why. But you'll be able to see both. I'll show you the raw footage from the SD card, and then of course the stabilized footage from my phone as well. So real quick, let's see. Let me stop this video. Let's take a picture. So that was neat. So we'll get the video back going here, and we are, like I said, down to one final bar in terms of battery. She is coming at us. So now she's wanting to stay a little lower. So again, you know, I want to just thank you guys again for watching this video, and you know, there's going to be more to come from the Visuo Zen K1, especially when we are able to take it out to the abandoned golf course, so that we can really let it rip and really see her in full speed. Also, of course, there won't be any type of Wi-Fi interference, although she doesn't really seem to have that problem. There's been no disconnect issues, no FPV issues, nothing. You saw some heavy wind gusts, and the quadcopter really held its own. You saw it moving around a lot, but it fought it and did a damn good job. So again, so far, first impressions, I am very impressed with it. I hope the video turns out pretty good. Again, I wouldn't expect this to be a now it's no. It's just I thought it was going to try to land on its own again there, but maybe it's just the wind that kind of knocked it down a hair. But all in all, really good flyer for a fun toy. Again, probably wouldn't recommend it for the backyard. But that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching.